Hello, everybody. It is S.H.E, and I haven't done a video in a couple weeks, maybe a month or so. So I thought today would be a perfect day to do a video. A while ago on TikTok, and you can follow me at Aisha_Shermaine on all social media. But a while ago on TikTok, I did a poll to see, if people thought I should share my story. So I got a lot of yes. I think everybody responded yes. So being that today is the 3rd anniversary of something tragic that happened to me, I thought today would be a good day to share my story. So before I get into it, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, follow me on all social media at Aisha_Shermaine, and let's get into it. So 3 years to date, which is September 22nd. Today is 2022. This happened in 2019. I was 7 months pregnant, and we woke up, it was a typical day. I was with my then fiance. It's a typical day for us. We got up to make breakfast and just, have a good day. Because normally we do a lot of running. So it was a typical day. It was kind of gloomy out, but, it wasn't raining or anything. And I made breakfast, we were sitting there watching TV on the couch. I remember my fiance saying to me he just wanted to stay in today or that day. And he just wanted to watch, I think football was on at the time. And he just wanted to watch sports, chill with the family. And, me cook some dinner, that sort of thing. I was like, okay, that's fine. We can do all of that, Nothing major, a little nice chill day, something we hadn't done in a while. So we did just that. Like I said, I fixed breakfast, and my daughter, who is 7 now, Riley, she was there. We were all kind of just, after we ate, lounging around, watching TV and chilling. So he ended up dozing off. I think I did too. And please forgive me, I can't remember every single little detail, but I remember the big ones. So he fell asleep, and I believe I did too. My daughter was, watching TV or whatever, right there in the living room. He was all right there. And I remember him waking up, and he had got a phone call, and he was like, he was about to go outside for a moment, but he would be back. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. So he got up to go outside and make his run or whatever he was doing. And I remember he went outside and he came right back in, and I was like, well, that was quick. And he was like, no, he forgot his phone. So he came back in to get, he had 2 phones. So he came back in to get his phone, and he went back out and realized he had locked the keys inside of the car. So upon him locking the keys inside the car, he had me call our mechanic, trying to get the keys out of the car. The mechanic was like 15-20 minutes out. He was a little impatient. He didn't want to wait. So he had me go to the neighbor's house and get a hanger from her, a wire hanger from her, see if we could get in, and we couldn't. And he was very adamant about me, like getting the house. Didn't think nothing of it then. He ended up leaving and was like, he finna go see, because of course we had multiple cars. So he ended up leaving in another car. Mind you, the keys were locked in, was running. So he ended up leaving in our other car, and he was going to basically find somebody to help him unlock the door because he didn't want to wait for the mechanic. So he came back after being gone for like maybe 20-25 minutes or so, maybe 15. It wasn't long. He wasn't gone long. And he came back. He stepped in the house for maybe like a minute. Not even, because he was on the phone. Stepped in the house for a minute. So I didn't think nothing of it. You know, I'm still sitting there debating if I'm finna watch Power or not. So he goes back outside. A little while later, like I'm getting ready to turn Power on. It couldn't have been no more than maybe 15-20 minutes at best later. I hear the engine on the car that the keys were locked in, like kind of go, because it was one of those like Hemi engines, stuff like that. So I hear that engine go. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh, he got the keys from out of the car. So I get ready to open the door to go outside and check on him. And as soon as I reach for the handle to twist the door open, I hear gunshots. So I grabbed my daughter. At the time, remember, I'm 7 months pregnant. I grabbed my oldest daughter. I cover her, like I shield her with my body. And I throw her on the couch. And I cover her. Because it sounds to me like the bullets are coming, you know, towards me. And so the blinds in the window, he kept them open like all day, all night. So those were always open. So give me 1 second. All right. So as I mentioned, I heard gunshots as I was reaching for the door. So I grabbed my daughter. She was 4. I think she had just turned 4. It's her birthday. It's earlier in September. So she was 4. I had grabbed her. I like threw her on the couch, shielded her with my body, because as I stated, the gunshots sound like they were coming towards us. So all I could think was protect my child. So as I'm like covering her, I remember like once, okay, so the bullets were still coming, but like I knew he was outside. So in my head, I'm thinking, I need to check on him. I need to check on him. So as I'm getting up, I tell her, stay on the couch, stay down. As I'm getting up to go kind of see, because like I said, the blinds are open. As I'm getting up, I see him running towards our door. He made it onto the porch. And as he reached for the handle to come in, I seen him then fall backwards off of the porch. There's like a little bush in front of our house. And I seen him kind of like fall over by that. It was in that moment I knew he was shot. So once, you know, I looked out the window and I seen cars driving off and people and all type of mess, I hurried up and opened the door and I went outside to immediately check on him. As I'm checking on him, he's laying on the ground and I don't see blood anywhere. I don't see blood anywhere. So all I could think was, why? You know what I mean? I didn't see blood, so I didn't know. The entire time I thought my daughter was like still laying on the couch. So eventually, like, I rolled him over because he started, like, I seen him coughing up blood. So blood started coming out his mouth. So I kind of rolled him to his side so that he wouldn't choke, because all I could think was he's choking, you know, choking on his blood. But in this moment, I still did not see where he was shot at. Once I rolled him to his side, I seen he was shot like in his back. So he was kind of laying like this way. So his bullet was on his back on this side. So once I seen that, like I knew it was serious, you know what I mean? And I was already in the midst of calling 911. But it just became real for me. Now, all in this moment, I didn't think this man was gonna pass away on me. So I'm calling 911. You know, I gave them the address. I remember people coming up to me and they're calling his name and they like keep talking to him, and I'm trying to talk to 911. I'm talking to him. I don't remember, you know, like the people. I remember a crowd of people around me, but I just don't remember distinctly faces. I just remember bodies, you know what I mean? Like everybody was like a black body, if you will. So I'm yelling at the 911 operator, like, I gave you the address, just send help, send help. I'm like, I can't lose my baby, I can't lose my baby, you know what I mean? Like, the entire time, my neighbor was calling 911 at the same time because she thought it was me that was shot. And so she, you know, she was telling them I was pregnant and this and that. And shortly after that, like, it felt like that was 10 minutes, but it couldn't be no more than maybe 2 minutes. I realized my daughter was standing directly behind me and she was yelling and crying, and I just had to yell at her, like, get back in the house, you know, like, because you really don't know what's going to happen. You really don't know. So, you know, I'm crying and I'm just going crazy. I'm panicking. Everybody talking to me. I'm like, I just can't believe this is, you know, what's happening. What's supposed to be a calm day has turned into such tragic, you know. So I finally 911, you know, get there, and they like the police officer like grabbed me and he took me off the scene. He put me in the house, and you know, they started operating on him, and oh, I could see it clear as day, y'all, like it was yesterday. They start operating on him, and they telling me I gotta stay in the house, whatever. I'm attempting to call his mom. You know, she's in church. I can't get in touch with her. I'm calling my sister. My sister like immediately dropped what she was doing. She said she didn't understand me, but she knew something wasn't right. She stopped what she was doing and she came. Like, I was so gone. The officer said to me when my sister got there, "Is that your sister?" And I just glanced in the crowd and I said, "No, my sister's not here." Whole time it was my sister, and I had to double back, like, yes, that was my sister. One of his kids was out there, you know, some of his family had showed up because they heard it on the police scanner and stuff. And it was just a lot. It was a tragic thing. They ended up taking him to the hospital, you know, police questioning me, you know, down at the hospital, trying to get me to go to the police station. I refused. I'm staying at this hospital till I know what's going on. So all in all, we were at the hospital probably, I want to say maybe an hour before they called the family back there, and they let us know that he had passed away. And so, you know, immediately I remember just dropping. I remember dropping to my knees. Like, I just hit the floor, and all I could think was, God, this can't be the life you got for me. Like, this can't be. I've seen someone get shot and killed in front of me. You know, like I said, all in this moment, I didn't think this man was dying on me, but he died. In the same breath, I'm carrying my baby. She'll be 3 this year, but I'm carrying our child. I'm 7 months pregnant, you know what I mean? So it's just like, it's rough. Like, now all I could think is I have to continue and I have to move forward. But in the same breath, he just died, and that wasn't a part of the plan. Like, he just died, and my daughter seen it. I seen it. So it becomes, you know, the next steps is funeral. The next steps is, you know, figuring out life after his death. You know, it's so much that you gotta deal with in that moment, and you don't realize it until it's so close to you. Like, it's just so much that happened, and I will elaborate further, but this was the main piece. And I just remember dropping to that floor. I remember being in that waiting room with a bunch of his family and friends. I remember, like, you know, his mom crying, she's shocked, and I remember his brother crying, and I remember just, of course, everybody just crying because we know he got shot, but we didn't think we was losing him, you know. And so so after all of that, you know, I just remember calling my mom, not my birth mom, but my second mom by love. And all I remember saying to her was, you know, he gone. he's gone, you know. And she was like, who's gone? What's happening? You know, and I just told her, you know, he got robbed and he got shot and killed. Because when it was all said and done, you know, somebody in my area had kind of seen everything that transpired. And when I had walked out to go to the police station, you know, she had told me she seen everything. And basically she said, you know, he was robbed and he was killed right there in front of our house. And you know, we get to the hospital and all of that transpires. And yeah, it's just something you never think you would go through, and it's just something you think you would never experience. And I mean, today is the 3-year anniversary. Like 3 years ago at this time, we were literally laying on the couch at about 1:30, 1:15 maybe, I believe, is when all of this transpired. So literally, and I mean, immediately after it happened, the weather turned from all right to it was pouring down rain, and like it was like one of the worst days of my life. Here I am prepared to have, I still have to prepare to have this baby, and I still have to prepare to be a mom and live life and continue on and go further with my children, a newborn. And I just seen someone get killed. My daughter, 4 years old, just seen someone get killed. And everything that came after this, you will wonder how I'm still here. But I'm still here. And that's just, you know, that's just the beginning piece of my story. But I thought today would be, you know, a perfect day to just kind of put it out there, you know. And I'm not putting this out there because I want sympathy. I'm not putting this out there because, you know, I want people to feel sorry for me or any of that. I'm putting this out there because this may help somebody else. I don't look like what I've been through. I don't feel like what I've been through. But I still have hard days. I still have to function and cope. I still am raising a child who will never know her father. She wasn't born when he died. You know what I mean? So somebody out there has or is, or right now today may be dealing with something similar. You know what I mean? And I'm just putting my story out there to help people cope and to help people understand that you are not alone. You are not, you know, you are not the only person that has experienced what you experienced. It's not for pity. It's not to out nobody. It's not to make nobody look bad or nothing. This is just my reality, and I choose to share it because I know there is somebody else in the world that is dealing or have experienced exactly with this situation or very similar. So I just want to be that stepping stone to provide strength, hope, and empowerment to let them know it's going to be okay. It may not be okay today. It may not be okay tomorrow. Eventually, you will, you know, get to a place of okay. Eventually, you will find a place of peace. I still have hard days. But one thing I do know is all days are good. Some are just better. You know what I mean? Like, I have to choose to push forward, even with dealing with, you know, the rest of that. So if you want to hear more about this, go ahead and let me know in the comments. I will gladly continue on to the rest of, you know, what happened after, you know, piece by piece. I will break it down into a couple videos. But I definitely wanted to put that out there just for someone who may be dealing with it. And, you know, I just wanted to share my story because this is how I became Aisha Shermaine. This is how she is Aisha Shermaine. This is how I am she, providing strength, hope, and empowerment to the next. So go ahead and like if you like this. Chime in below in the comment section. Let me know if you want to hear the rest, part 2, and so on. I will make this a series, you know, just leading up to everything to how I am today. Please share and just engage with me. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Again, I am Aisha, and this is how I became she. Follow me on all social media at Aisha. Have a good day.